Part 1, Mom walked us through losing my dad. Part 2, we get into Pops, his diagnosis, his death, and grieving 2 loves in one lifetime. Stay with us. How did we allow Pops, Jerry L, he comes into the fold, right? And that was, what, Daddy had been deceased by then, maybe, what, 15 years or so?
Before, no,
I'm sorry.
But he had been deceased when I first met him.
Right.
Your dad had been deceased for about a year.
When you first met.
When I first met.
But then it would be time before y'all actually
start dating.
Right.
Yes,
okay.
And that was another reason why.
Okay.
Because I told him, no, I got
you got
two special children. They are very special. Even I find myself looking. If I see some man attractive,
you better put your shades on.
I said, I can't even. I'm looking at that like.
With that,
I mean, 2 husbands.
Well, and with that, you would think, like I said, it was being that Daddy was your best. It was big shoes to fill, to say the least.
Right.
Not just from us.
Right.
Again, the family loved Daddy.
Right.
And still do. And
right.
So whoever was to actually come in, he was gonna have to really bring it and be special.
Exactly.
Right? Is that fair to say?
That's very fair to say.
Okay. So he did. He made the cut.
He made the cut because it wasn't bad again that he was good looking. So some kind of way I was gonna make him make this cut. So
you was rooting for him.
I was rooting for him. I was schooling him.
This is what to say. This what don't say.
That's what I told him. This is what you say.
This is what you don't say. This is who you need to say it to. Who you don't need to say it to.
I say, here's some money. Then you give them this money. I'm telling you what you're gonna do. Now,
if you want to be in the fold.
I told him. I said, and whatever you do, if you come in this house, you knock on the door, and I open the door, and they in here in the bedroom, because a lot of times I had an open door policy, and I told them I never not have an open door policy until the time is right. But right now it's not.
Right.
So we were just friends for a long time, and so I told him I can't rush in anything because of that. I said, I want you to actually get to know the children. I said, they're not looking for a replacement per se. And not to mention, I'm doing well financially, because I've always been that hard worker in our balanced life. So
which is one thing, maybe that's not, it's not the privilege of a lot of widows to be financially stable after losing a spouse, so to speak.
Right, at such a young age.
At such a young age.
But I was educated even on that because, again, going back a little bit, we had a home, we had a car, we had a boat. So we had all of these things, and not everything was paid for.
Okay.
But, we were paying our bills and we were having nice things. We were enjoying the American dream as if everybody wants. If you got to work hard, you might as well be rewarded and reward yourself for your hard work. So, but I've always also been a proactive person. So I'm picking up the phone, just wanting to write all my bills down because, hubby, he did always allow me to do that because I was better at that than him. It wasn't that, yes, okay. Daddy. It wasn't that he was not the man of the house, but he knew what his strongest strength were, and he would fix it. We together would try to fix any and everything, and he would do a very good job at doing it. And we didn't have YouTube back then. Yeah, no. But he knew also I was a financial person. Okay. So I did pick up the phone and call the different debtors to let them know I've lost my husband and I'm grieving and I'm just trying to get some heads up because I know I'm going to fall into some hard times, but I'm not going to not pay my bills. Well, I called the mortgage company to give them the sad story, which it at that time to me it is a legit sad story in my life.
Yeah.
Well, the response I got was not what I thought. It was like, okay, you're not dead. I'm talking to you, so you need to maybe get off your lazy ass and not watch them soap operas and work, whatever it takes. I said, oh, is that how I'm going to receive? Is that what I got?
Bet. That, say less.
Say less.
That ticked you off enough to...
That changed. I'm telling you.
Now I'm going to show
God
you.
is my witness. You can always show a person better than you can tell.
Yeah, that's
I said, if I have to be on the street, children won't have to know what I'm doing part-time, because again, I'm not bad looking and I done seen some of these people. But bet. I got out the phone. I said, I'll never be late again.
Yeah. And you didn't.
And I didn't. But better yet, I'm like, I'm having another house built as we speak, because we were still at 500 North. And so it was a struggle now, mind you, because it, I had to depend on you guys, and I understand it made you all have to, I wouldn't say grow up any faster, because it's not like I had you all work, and I never wanted you all to have to work to help me financially or put a bill in your name and all those things. No, but you all you especially became a stronger person than I thought you were. And I said, maybe looking back, I may put too much on you. That, but at the time you handled it well. Yeah. You would get up, make breakfast. You didn't miss a beat. I would say get some, we always had cereal and milk. No, you would want pancake sausage and all this. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to make sure I have it in the house. Yeah. But say we done ran out of serve. You knew how to pull up there. Okay. But when I found out that, I said, okay, she's a fighter too. Get that from you. She's a fighter. And so I saw that in you, and it helped me to relax more as a person, because I felt that you guys,
we're gonna be okay.
You're gonna be okay. Yeah. It's rough, because it's rough for me. Yeah. But I see the fight in you all as well. In you, most definitely I saw it. Yeah. And I knew, and so I never did so per se wanted to show difference in the raising, because children are, whether you male or female, you still have the same ingredients of life. You still have the same thing. You just a male and female, so the needs are the same at the end of the day. Yeah. So, but I knew you were not as needy in a sense as your brother, so I thought again, but so I never neglected that or never not, but again, I would rely on you. So I would, I'm working, and I would say, okay, I expect you get out of school this time, you guys walk together, and you should be here at the job to where you can do your homework or whatever, and then we'll leave together. But those things did make you have to be more responsible in a sense, and also look out for your brother.
Right. That was a question. That leads into the question of how the day-to-day routine and life changed, and there was that, because you didn't have daddy to depend on or pulling his part. Right. So now it's only 24 hours in a day. Right. Exactly. So if you're working, and at that time you were managing the post office, the first African American female to do that. Yes. In the city. DeSoto. Right, in DeSoto. So, I'm sure as a kid, I don't think I necessarily thought about it in effect, like, why do I have to do it? Not any more than any oldest child thinks about why I gotta be, Right. Not any, I wouldn't say it was any more, any less for that, but, so Pops makes it in. We'll go back to it. Pops makes it in. Y'all end up marrying. Yes. You shared you shared essentially, if we count from the time you and Daddy started dating to the time Daddy passed, that's about how many years?
17,
17.
and he passed when I was 32.
32. Okay.
So what is that?
Okay.
17, 32.
About 14, 15 years?
15 years. Yes.
Okay. And so then you meet Pops.
I meet Pops.
And you guys are married for how long?
We were married 22 years when he passed.
You were married 22.
And we dated 8 years prior. We went into business.
So essentially you spent 30 years with Pops.
I spent 30 years with Pops, half of my life just about, because when we met, we used to talk a lot, you know, like I say, I first met him.
That friendship is important.
Yes, very important.
Yeah.
So how I met him is I was a supervisor at the post office when your dad died, and I elected to demote myself to a carrier so I could be there for you guys. More present.
Okay.
And because at that time when I first got, and then later on I got back into management, but at that time I was the lowest pole. So they were going to ship me
somewhere else.
Las Colinas or somewhere. At that time it was Las Colinas. Okay. So I did not want to go to Las Colinas and you guys
be here
in DeSoto.
Okay.
So I then told them I was stepping down from management.
Okay.
And my supervisor got upset about it.
Okay.
But I said, if you can't keep me here, and once the bidding open, it's by seniority, and I will have to leave. I can't do that right now.
Right.
My children need me. They just lost their father.
Right.
So I said that if there's not a position available here with me, then I'll just go back to a letter carrier. And that's what I did.
And you met him.
Well, again, there's a chance. So I'm in the route, and so the guys, the group of, you know how these males are, these
because you ain't bad looking.
And so they've already talked about this black female.
Because there wasn't a lot of even
delivering
mail.
No, I was the first.
Okay, I didn't know you were the first at that too.
I was the first African American
female,
and the male that was there, he was actually not.
A clerk.
He was a clerk.
Okay.
So and it was only him, and he was biracial, and then me.
Okay.
So I was the first black female.
Okay.
And so, but the word now on the street was this female letter carrier.
Because the city's not that big.
Right.
Right, okay.
That's now, she used to be a supervisor, but she a carrier now. And but when she was supervisor, she was bitch. and this is the letter carriers.
They're talking about
this is them, the ones that was on the route prior to me.
Okay.
On these different routes. So now the guys that know one another want to see who this female is. So they slowly are seeing me, different males.
Okay.
So of course they now whispering to other males about this attractive, yes. You ought to see her. She wear a uniform, but she wear a uniform real nice. She's letter carrier, blah this. So, of course, one of the guys where Jerry O'Leal was, I guess, infatuated or whatever, what you want to say, smitten.
Okay.
Yes, but he knew I was not interested.
Okay.
So I guess he felt, okay, she may not be interested now, but when she see my homeboy, she still may be interested in me because I hang around him.
That was the wrong.
That was totally.
But thank you.
Yeah. And that's what happened. Basically, and later on, that was his best man.
You do not bring.
So he comes around the corner. So again, I'm not thinking about dating. I'm just trying to work now.
Get it done,
get home. Because I know I already got this list. You are homework, all of these things. That's still my number one priority. And it just stayed that way.
Okay.
And cooking and all of that. Because I want to make sure I never want y'all to go to bed without a healthy meal. Because it helps the brain to develop. All of these things I'm still trying to juggle. Like, the average parent. Mother do or whatever, yes. And so I'm just on the route, and I get to that spot, and I can smell the cologne, because your dad didn't hurt that. He like dressing nice and smelling good anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So all that I missed, but I was able to still capture some of that in my dream, even its smell.
Okay.
Is you know, and that was just.
So the fact that Pops comes.
Yes, and here's come a real smell and a real man, and he walks around the corner. And
I'm not dreaming.
And I'm not dreaming. Yeah. Damn, I'm not dreaming. So I say, you know, but I'm playing it off like I'm, you know, like I'm me. I'm good. And I'm like, I'm fine. I don't need another man coming here and starting to mess up my routine.
Yeah.
But Here he went. So we would just talk though about life, and you know, he apologized. I heard. He said, matter of fact, I knew of your husband because we would play ball together, you know, and again
at the Red.
And remember the park we would go to on Eagle.
See,
remember on Sundays high, and we would ride the bikes, and y'all would ride the bikes or whatever.
So he played basketball with him once or twice. Okay. Yes.
But then he, you know, and then he wished the condolence in the whole nine, and we would just start talking about life.
Okay.
It's been rough, yes, and you know, just juggling, but you know, just moving on. So then that conversation went on. He went on in his way, because I knew he was not married anymore. Because again, one of the clerks at the post office,
everybody's chatting. Yeah,
everybody's chatting, and there's others that's single women that's already have their eyes on
for. Because again, even at that time, it's not a whole lot of black people in the city.
Right.
So we kind of all know each other
through past
no more than 2 couple degrees separation.
Right.
Correct.
Exactly.
Okay.
So they already knew of him. The Bayou Man is what they used to call him.
Okay, because he's from Louisiana. Okay.
And so I was like, well, you know, I'm not
Bayou.
No, my second thing was that I said I would never date a military man or a man from Louisiana, because again, the stereotyping that you hear, that they'll try to put some mojo stuff on.
Some voodoo.
Yeah.
Well, hey, it looked like that to be true, considering you spent 30 years.
and it did, because I went into business with the man.
Yes, it did. And a successful business. Yeah.
And didn't marry him till 8 years later.
Okay.
We went in business first.
Correct.
We became friends because after he found out my story and how I gave up my supervision because of the post office, yes, and so he just said, well, you know, that he's a part of this organization that helped minorities start up business.
Okay.
So how would you like to start up a business? And he said one of the hot business right now is home care.
Okay.
And then I say, well, what's home care? I don't
know what it was.
No, I don't have a clue.
Yeah.
About home care. But he said it's a big business now. And I said, oh, it is. He said, and from what I've heard about you, you got a record. You got a track record.
And a reputation.
DeSoto, and a reputation. Well, more of a reputation than a track record. A track record of being successful in
I was about to say that by then you had already become the first and the first. Right. So you had both.
Right. And so he said, so I don't doubt that this may be something that you could do. But do you want to do it? Okay. And you know, think about it, and
the rest is history.
Right, the rest is history.
We're sitting here I mean, you guys only see this is one of 6 fireplaces. So what you guys were able to build from that is, I mean, I tell you, it's inspiring, truly. And in coming from what we've talked about and what you heard about Daddy to now this new chapter with Pops, and then building beyond is just, I mean, it's amazing. It really is amazing.
It was.
So now with Pops' death, Pops died in October of 2023.
Yes.
Which is about 8 months ago. And of course, the circumstances around his death, he died from cancer. So even
Suddenly.
I was just about to say that. Although different diseases
Right.
took their life, the
Right.
suddenness of it was not. It wasn't that different per se.
Right.
I mean, Daddy's was 2 weeks instant, right?
Yes.
Where Pops's was 3 months.
He was diagnosed first with the tumor. I remember just as big. He came in and he was looking sad-eyed, and he said, "I got it." They did see a tumor, but he said on my pelvis. I said, "On your pelvis?"
This is the first.
This is the first
diagnosis.
This is the diagnosis, the mass that basically
Put him in the hospital the summer of last year.
no.
No.
This time. See, he was never. When he was first in the hospital, that's when he had the prostate, remember?
Yes.
In the treatment.
So we're not talking about that.
No.
Right. Okay. Right.
Because remember the
That was-
prostate 6 months later.
He running down the street.
Right. They saying
Yeah.
that they see nothing. The
Yeah.
prostate, great. Everything is gone. No traces.
You good.
You good. So it's like, but all along, because the initial diagnosis was metastasized though to the bone.
Mm-hmm.
So again, now being in health
Mm-hmm.
for 20 years,
Mhm.
actually enrolled in nursing classes, never finished that degree, but enrolled and actually headed toward that degree.
Mm-hmm.
And I was still just like in the back of my mind, I was always like, but he's still looking, he lost weight first, remember,
Mhm.
but he gained the weight back,
He gained it
started
back.
looking good, build his strength back
Mhm.
up, and everything is eating and all of that, but I was always very nervous because he said metastasized.
Mm.
So I was still always just like,
Waiting for the shoe to drop.
just sort of,
Mhm.
just like, you can't live every day in fear.
Mm-hmm.
However, you just being watchful
You
and mindful.
You on high alert.
Yes. So always on that.
Mhm.
So then I said, well, you want me to go with you today to your doctor? He said, because he kept being treated, he kept being treated.
Mhm.
Actually, he was still being treated.
Correct.
And he said, no, because I'm going to go to the corporate from here.
Mhm.
I'm going to go, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I said, well, okay, but I want to go just to go and hear it, yes. And just, hear for myself on how things are going. And then he would I say, but when they do lab, I need to see the lab every time, and I would ask him, because he'd tell me, I'm getting lab today. So then a few days would go by and I say, have you got your lab back yet? He said, well, they'll read it when I go back to my appointment. So when he go to his appointment, I said, okay, let me see your lab.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll let me see the lab. So I said a few times, your blood sugar, your glucose sure is high.
Mm-hmm.
I said, what did they say about your glucose being high? Oh, I had just ate, how Pops,
Mhm.
he's always, I won't say typical male, but just that person.
Yeah.
I'm okay. They just
Brush it
said
off.
maybe, I had a cup of coffee this morning.
I
I had
slightly elevated
yes,
because
right,
of that.
yes, what I ate or whatever. But anyway, so I said okay, and then 6 months come and he'll say, but see my prostate is looking real good. I mean, they using my lab and they using mine to discuss in
Mhm.
with other
Mm-hmm. The treatment of
the
the
treatments
process of the disease.
Yes, right, and because he was on this new pill
Mhm.
as well.
Mm-hmm.
So then I said, oh, okay. And but then I asked him now after about a year,
Mhm.
I say, so why do they want you to keep taking the pills
If it's gone.
if it's gone? I say, because I'm just not one to think that medication, if I don't have any of the symptoms anymore, and pretty much everything is back to normal, I don't feel that I need a preventive measurement of the same regimen that I would be taking
If I
for
had
the
it.
treatment.
Yeah.
So I said, so why do they still have you on the pills, Jerry? Well, they said it's all right for me to take them and that, hey, it's good. I said, okay. But I'm like, I don't like that.
Mhm.
And I remember telling him just like that, I don't like that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this, that, then he,
Mhm.
knowing Pops. Well, this is what they say, and they say it's all right. I said, well, okay, it's all right. I said, but I just feel that, I said, I'm just telling you, I feel that, you know how I am about medication, and if you don't have it anymore, and this was the same medicine you were taking for it, then if nothing else, they should give you something else, maybe take you off of this.
Or at least tell you something.
At least tell you something.
Yeah.
Oh, more than that, you can. It's not hurting. You taking 4 pills a day, and you don't. And I say, then you don't eat the way you should be eating anyway, because you'll get run out these doors. Right. And I tell you, grab one of these. I'd hand it to her.
A protein shake.
Yes, nothing else. I say it's real good. It was invented by a doctor that had cancer, stage 4. The history is on the bottom. So I say, here, put one of these in the car. Well, I'll see him come back in the house, and that thing 4 or 5 hours later. So I say, but anyway, I still never, I just went on. Yeah. Because I'm like, nah, ain't nothing going to do. Yeah. He's not a sick person, so he gonna be good.
Yeah.
So
that Louisiana steel.
Yes. Yeah. And mother,
Yeah.
And
yeah.
So.
So when he ended up in the hospital, and you basically received the news of doom.
Right.
What was that emotionally like?
For me, it was, I would say in a sense, it wasn't as worse as the first. Because you know how, like I say, going back to your dad, he struggled so many years with the drug addiction. And for him to fight it like he did, but never gave it up, per se. So you look at what are the odds. Something ain't gonna work out right. Because either you see how it's destroying your life, so you're gonna have to make up your mind in your heart to heart. You're gonna have to stop it, leave it alone, one way or the other, or it's gonna destroy your life. Because I mean, there's no between. Right. Now it's no between. It's no function as it. It's no socializing doing it.
It's all
or none.
Right.
So it was like I always felt that's when I start again my prayer of Lord. At that time, my prayer at night would be to help me.
This is with Pops.
This is with your dad.
Oh, this is with Dad.
Okay. Dad to help me. To understand and deal with whatever the outcome of life, because I know you give us choices and you are graceful and mercy, God. But I also know that by us having choices, not always do we make the best choice in our decision of our life. And if something, and I'm thinking more of something happening to him, because he had told me a few times that he had tricked the drug dealer to get his crack. And that's when he sold a truck at one time. And you may not remember that Ranger that he was. Yes, okay, he had gave that to the crack dealer and stuff. So then he told me that they were looking for him as well, and he didn't want us in harm's way. And that was more toward the end of his life. So now I'm praying strongly for God to just help me to understand, because I don't know what the outcome is going to be, but
there's
I know
a lot of outside variables with that.
Right. So, but I know that I got to be prepared. So you have to help me. That's the only person I know in my life right now that can really mentally prepare me. And I learned that from the time I was a little girl with mother, because everything that we dealt with, mother would always say, pray. So sometimes I would get upset and frustrated. Mother, pray. I don't know what I'm praying for. What am I praying for? This is what I'm saying in my mind.
Yeah.
I'm expecting for you to tell me something.
Yeah. What do I do?
Give me some advice. Yeah. Tell me what to do. But then I realized I had a mother that wasn't her. So I can't blame her. Yeah. But she taught me one important lesson, and that's pray.
So that's what you did with Pops too.
That's what I did with your daddy, and so that's what I did with him. So I just started, just being there and just, trying to get through some of the other things that we were dealing with. But I'm still like, I love this man, and I don't want to imagine my life without him. I just want him to get himself right. I just want him to get himself together. Listen, understand when the doctors say this or that say that, be honest and truthful.
Mm-hmm.
Don't tell me the doctor done told you this and that ain't true. Because every time I ask you to let me go with you, you got an excuse why I'm not going. So now I'm starting to get frustrated with him because I feel he hiding things from me. He's hiding things. So then he brought that piece of paper in and he said, and he gave it to me, the x-ray. And I looked at that x-ray and my heart just dropped.
You saw all the tumors.
I knew it. I didn't even share it with him, but I seen it.
Because he didn't know how to read it.
He didn't know how to read it.
So he didn't know what it was.
No.
So what, he didn't ask you what it?
No, and see, that was it.
You think he was in denial?
He was in denial and he shut down. So.
Until he didn't. I mean, until he
shut down till he left here, basically.
Okay.
Even when he went in, I don't know if he was in denial
or acceptance. Do you think he accepted? He seemed accepted.
He seemed accepted, but he gonna accept it in his way, and he gonna handle it his way, the way he has always handled things. And that's what, again, I had to pray because they were two males in my life that was still, I won't say right side or left side, but a part of all sides and all of me. They were now a part of. But I had to learn, again, the difference. Totally two different people. Totally two different characters. And he was a very secretive. Your dad would say everything. Look at this hair on between my cheek butt here.
Pops would never
would he.
So he was.
So
he was more internal.
He was
he internalized more things. Keeping it close.
Yes, your pops.
Yeah, pops did.
Yes,
than daddy.
Yes,
yeah,
much more.
That probably comes, I'm sure, some of it from. Like I said, you and daddy grew up as kids together.
Exactly.
So that spirit, but so after, I guess we should throw in, so the pops transitioned
October
the 4th. When 2023, not to mention, we'll say that's almost another discussion for us. Your oldest brother died on that same day.
4 hours later.
4 hours later.
He died at 1. They pronounced your pop's death at 1
something in
12
in the morning.
Yes. And then about 5:30, I got the phone call that my brother, they had turned off the machines on him. Yes. So about a little over 3, almost 4 hours apart.
You're dealing with two. So how?
And I didn't get a chance to see my brother.
Right.
Because I was with my
pops.
Yes.
So how have these 8 months been for you? I mean, I know our topic today is on being a widower, so deal with pops. But I mean, given that time frame, we can't completely negate your brother's passing too. So how has that grieving process, those deaths, been for you?
It's been rough. It was rough the last time, but I feel like I said, I had you guys as children and needed me, so I had a purpose, much stronger purpose. I felt at that time that I had that was dependent on me, so I had to live up to that purpose. And but with him, I still found a purpose per se, in a sense, and it's my mother. And because I do take care of your granny full time, and she loved her some Jerry. So she looked forward for him walking in that room, hey girlfriend, giving her that kiss, and she smiled when she was in all the pain in the world, or when I would go there. First thing she said, I hadn't seen Jeriel. Tell Jeriel I need to see Jeriel. This is when she was still with your aunt.
Mm-hmm.
So she looked forward to seeing him. So I remember him walking in there when he first got home from the hospital, and basically they had sent him home.
Okay, yeah.
They had sent him home on hospice.
Yeah.
Well, but first when he came here, he wasn't sent home on hospice.
Right.
So he was sent home, but we were still hopeful that he would be able to have enough intake.
Mm-hmm.
But he had that feeding tube, so he had the pole, and he went in there to see Mother.
Okay.
And she saw him. She still smiled, but I knew she was aware that he was different.
Yeah.
She could see the sickness in him, although she was sick.
Right.
But she still, Mother being the person she is, she's still always concerned.
Right.
I'll make a statement or make ooh, and her whole look will change. She'll later and she'll look like,
because she's still a mother.
She's still a mother. Still a mother with everything she goes through.
Yeah.
So when she saw that, and I knew she knew something wasn't right.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm in there and I'm still trying to keep her cheerful and him cheerful.
Mm-hmm.
But he's, hurting, but he hadn't come home for this time for nothing else we can do. Because again, he came home then with hope still.
Yeah.
And so we had that hope. And so we would pray, the three of us at night, and we were hopeful that he would be able to, he would be able to gain and keep enough strength that when his time comes that they have him scheduled to go in for the radiation and stuff to remove the mass, he would be able to tolerate. No. And so he was hopeful. But I think when he saw that wasn't going to happen, he shut down on me. So it was like, now he left me again with the book with the chapters not complete. So there's my second passage of life, and I didn't complete the book. So I started asking him, why don't give up on me?
Yeah.
Well, he says that, well, it's no hope. I said, it is hope, Jeriel. I say, you and Mother are two of the strongest people that I know in your faith. Don't give up. But I think the pain got so bad he gave up. He was ready, because I'm praying, Lord, just help him to hold out. He's praying for God to take him.
Yeah,
he said the pain is so unbearable. So then I had to, again, God, grant me the serenity.
Come back to the prayer.
To come back to the prayer that started that many years ago. And so you need a break? I had to stop being selfish. I felt I was selfish. And I wanted him here. I didn't care about your pain.
Yeah.
I want you here.
Yeah.
I ain't ready for you to go.
Yeah.
So it was like, we got unfinished business.
Yeah. Don't you leave me now.
Right.
Yeah.
So it was like, no, Jerry, hang in there. So I'll never forget, before he went to the facility, he asked me for some morphine, and I gave it to him. And but I didn't, I was always pinching on the morphine, trying to, doctor like I do, like I'm good about doing. So I tried to, I even sprinkled some, I got some marijuana still in there, some oil and stuff, and I started putting it in the feeding. And so when he would ask me for the morphine, I would give him not what they told me to give per dose, but because they got me giving him this medicine. And he said, no. It wasn't 30 minutes later, he was screaming for medicine again. He was telling me he in so much pain. I said, Jerry, no, I'm not giving you no more morphine. I'm not giving it to you, because I said, all you do is throw up then. And I said, it's like you go into a seizure and then you need more. I'm not giving you that. I said, you got to be strong. I say, let's pray. You got to be strong. You got to hold on. But you can't keep depending on all this morphine. So, I'm like lecturing him, and I know he in pain. So I gave him the second dose, and I left out and I just went in there and boo-hooed, because I knew I couldn't do it no more. I couldn't take care of it, and I thought I could. I said, I can do this.
I just guilty because you felt you couldn't do it?
Yes.
You did.
I felt very guilty, because I felt if I'm able to do it, and then he's constantly praying for God to take him, and I'm constantly telling him it's gonna be all right, because if you just got 5 more days, and you're gonna be able to go, and they gonna see what they gonna be able to remove these tumors. Although I know the tumors are all over his body, that's why they did the procedure in the UT Southwest. But then I started thinking, and I say, you're still being selfish, Mona. All you can think about is the fact that you want him here, and he's in that kind of pain. You can't be like that. But then I'm fighting with self, and I'm telling self, yeah, I can. I am. We gonna make this. We're gonna make this happen. He not a sick man. He can't be that sick all of a sudden. It can't be. Got to be something. I say, but he shut down, and when he shut down, I knew he started hallucinating and all that. So I knew the pain was real, for real. And that's when I had him put into the facility, because I couldn't manage the pain. And then the hospice people here, he was just constantly getting it and throwing up. And then they told me to turn off the feed, and I refused.
Yeah, because you knew what that meant.
I knew what that meant. So I said, I'm not going to starve my husband to death. No, I'm not. I turn it way down, and I'm going to put electrolytes in there. I'll put food in it. I made him my own concoction. I just started feeding him.
YouTube.
I did. Everything but staying away from constant morphine. I wanted him to, but everything I was giving him wasn't in there. So I just, I would never cry in front of him. And I would ask him to talk to me, but he wouldn't talk. He would not talk to me. I would just sit in there. I say, so you want me to sit in here? So that's when I drug this chair in there. And I would just sit in there and I'd hold his hand. But he wouldn't say nothing. So he had shut down after all he wanted was that. He didn't want to talk. He didn't want to say nothing. And he didn't want to be bothered with nobody or nothing. But by this time I knew he was going, but it was still. Now I'm just thinking, oh my God, now what do my life?
What is that going to look like?
What is that going to look like, and what
does that do
for me?
You're already in that process before he actually died.
Yes.
So now you've started your grieving process. So to speak,
I started it
before he even died.
Yes.
What do you think that was? I guess really, I kind of know the answer to it. It is what it is. But that's what happened,
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So now, like you said, and I know that grieving process looks totally different for every person.
It does.
And given that how you guys' life, or how your life was different, not just because of age, but also because of financial, because of family, we're older, so you don't have that. Has this grieving process how has it been different?
It's been different in the sense that now, again, I look at not the only, but the strongest hold that I have And life now, in my life, is sick. But I'm taking care of her. But it's still the lonesomeness of now it's like, not only do I miss him, I even start to miss your dad.
That's what I was going to get to.
So
it
like,
brought up that too.
It brought up that. So it brought up like, okay, so both of my loves just leave me. Yeah. So, then it makes me not even want to even attempt another relationship, just so long enough how long they gonna be here. Okay. So you even become like, just stay away from a new relationship and enjoy your life. Because when I look at it, from 17 up to 63, on and off, I've been in a relationship. So I had dated a lot as a person. I can count the men that I've dated on one hand, and I'm 64 years old.
Right.
And that's because, again, if I see someone I like and I know, and we have that compatible, I'm good.
Yeah.
So I'm okay, and that's what I found. So I found two great relationships. One that really started that first phase of life, after high school. Yes. And we grew up together because we started dating in high school. And so then to go through that, and then you guys born, and not knowing, again, that every day is a learning experience in life, period. Whether your mother, relationship, your girlfriendship, and all of those things. It's still a learning every day. It's something new, possibly. So so from learning the first man as I'll say a teen, pretty much.
A young man.
And growing up together, then meeting one 10 years
Your
older.
Senior.
Yes. And he's got it all together.
Yeah.
That's
a totally different experience.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you think. So you think.
Okay.
But then you find out really
it
ain't too much difference. In human. Right.
And in a relationship is a relationship.
I still was the financial person.
Yeah.
So that means I just got that many more
got
years
another promotion.
I got another, right.
Or you move buildings.
Right. Yeah. So it just became from where we count the pennies paycheck to paycheck to
now you got a bigger budget.
Bigger budget.
Yeah.
But still budgeting.
But
still, we get ready to travel and stuff. I can count the trips that he made. That was the first trip, and I want to say that was the trip you guys went. That I insist that
he had never really traveled before.
No, nowhere like that.
Okay.
And so then after that, it was like, well, we gonna travel.
Now we
do
got
some
to go.
things. So it was never him. Oh, I found us. I booked us a trip here. No, all that was me.
Yeah.
So, but you still you're able to do it. So it wasn't like, oh, we gotta wait till we save up money. No, we tired.
We want to go.
We want to go. Let's go here. So I got us booked here. You said you want to go here. We going to Hawaii. We going to Alaska. We go. So those things became, even on a greater scale, much greater in that aspect. So here now, my traveling buddy that I travel around the world with, and we just, we may be mad as heck at one another, but we gonna go travel, and we gonna have the greatest time together, and then come back. People used to say how you work with your spouse. Well, I loved working with him. It was never a problem. I much rather work with him than someone else, because I figure who gonna have my back and who back am I gonna have. So that's
more
how our business was so successful.
Or more than your friend.
Right. I trust him better more because he's a friend, the husband, the soulmate, the partner. Yeah. He's all of those things. So if I'm hurt him, I'm hurting
yourself.
Me.
Correct.
So I looked at that. So then I looked at that even in the house. And so now I'll find myself trying to get something done, and I'll just be a little frustrated. And I'm like, I hope you left me trying to figure out how to get this filter off this pool.
So, and that goes, you mentioned having the dreams with Daddy. Do you have them with Pops?
And I don't.
You don't?
I don't have them like I had with your daddy at all. And although I still feel that there's chapters that was still to be written.
Yeah.
But now I have to basically close that book
Mm-hmm.
on my own. The closure is different.
The closure is different.
The closure is different.
So what coping mechanisms have you been using then with Pop's death? Or are they much different? You mentioned grandma, so I get it's staying busy with her.
It's staying busy with her and knowing that she's sick. So now it's like it challenged me that I look out for little things. I try to prevent before it even gets there, because the difference in Pops and your mother of Carol.
Grandma.
Yes, your grandmother, my mother,
Yes.
Carol,
Yes.
is that when I say, here, open your mouth, what
She doing
she doing it.
Cause you got a full willing patient.
Yeah, there you go. I don't
no
have
pushback.
Right. Eat this, baby.
Okay.
Don't drink these milks. I bought a lot. I bought the little vitamin packs. Here, put your vitamin pack. Here, I'm gonna mix you up one. I'm mixing me up one because I'm gonna get ready to drink one and go exercise.
Mm-hmm.
You gonna drink one. I go by the bean toss. I get that green. I'm trying to do things to get my get him active and not just because he loved to eat his ice cream and do these things. And that's why I'm like, wow, out of all things for diabetes is to, I don't know if the diabetes caused the pancreas cancer or the pancreas cancer caused the diabetes, but at any rate, before he passed, those were both out of control.
Right.
So
But they came out of nowhere.
Right.
Yeah.
They came out of
Yeah.
So I don't know which one was first, but so now mother keeps me busy because she's very sickly with things. So we never in a million years thought mother would
Outlive Pops.
no, because he was
or
the one
anybody.
that was right. Anyone that's relatively healthy.
Yeah. Given
They went in the
grandma's
hospital around the
history.
same time.
Yeah. Well, I didn't even say that. Not to mention, was it the day before Grandma went into the hospital?
Mhm.
A week. Was it a week before Daddy passed?
About a week or
Within
so.
a week.
Yeah,
before,
within a week.
Yeah.
So she comes out of the hospital and here she been back at home and
With all vitals.
within normal range.
Right.
And he's sent home on hospice.
Right.
So that just like took me, that really, because it was nothing that I could say, and he was always giving me those accolades on how well I take care of mother and this, that, and I was always on him, go see mom, go see your mom, go see mom. Go, mom not doing well, okay, you need to get on down there.
Mm-hmm.
If you need me to do anything, he'll call or take something to the court.
He did start
and
going.
he did start going, yes.
Yeah, he did.
Much, and
Much
I
more
would always
frequently.
encourage him, go.
Yeah.
And
And that was just out of time. I mean, just his time and making the time to drive to
Right.
Louisiana
Right.
and those kind of things.
and so
Well,
so but it's lonesome and to be in the house. I still smelling
yeah.
if I go in the bedroom.
Yeah.
Sometimes I open this closet too, just smelling. But still the clothes is last laundry clothes.
Everything's still like it was.
Yeah.
And that's gonna be on your time.
Yes.
And
I'm getting better each day because again, I know I don't have a choice.
Yeah.
And you have to pick and choose in life. God give us choices.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
and so each day, I travel with girlfriends. Ain't nothing like traveling with him. Lord knows it ain't. That may be my biggest reason for finding a man.
So
You don't have.
you don't have to travel with the girls.
Oh.
Well, that leads into my next question. I sort of already kind of know the answer to this, but to hear it in your own words, having the support system of, we'll talk about the family, but we're on the girlfriend, so we'll go with that. having that support system of your girlfriends present, and I know probably since I've been here today with you, is normally they're calling, texting, your phone is going off back to back to back. Right. So having that support system, and a few of them are girlfriends that have gone through both deaths with you. Right. So what has that meant to you?
That has meant a whole lot. I mean, that has been I would say that may have been when it really comes to not saying that mothers is nowhere near a positive, but
I know what you mean.
Mother depends on me.
Correct.
That's what I know.
Right.
But
with them,
I can depend on them.
Right.
With nothing but for that support and that lending ear and that cheer. And if they just think, especially early before he passed, at least 4 of my girlfriends was cooking every day, to the point that I asked them to stop bringing me food because
y'all
open that refrigerator.
Eat like birds.
Yes, and so now it's only one bird.
Right.
And I still got the leftovers from 3 days ago.
Yeah, that you hadn't eaten.
Yes, so I'm great, ladies. Good. They called me and I said, don't come today. Don't come here. and we laugh about that sometime, but she told us don't come here today. Yes, I did.
You needed some time.
I did. And I was he was still alive at the time that they were bringing it.
Okay.
But they didn't want me to have to worry about trying to cook.
They wanted your focus to be able to just be on him.
And you. So, and then for them to even come and see what they could do to relieve him, even with me. So, and afterwards, of course, as well, but it's been great. Yeah. It has really helped me. Like I say, now I used to find myself still, even away, it was different, even though I was going, because I always liked dancing and things that he didn't do, but I'm coming back home and he gonna be here. And but I find myself now sometimes I just don't even feel like going dancing, and I'm good because I started to, the coping is the fact with him. I look at it, the difference is I look at first I was more angry out of the two with your dad, because I just felt your dad gave up. At that time. Yes, at that time. Not realizing the extent of his illness.
Yeah, correct.
Just that this illness could be prevented. You just stopped doing it.
But which you've learned post-mortem for him. So these are things that evolve to help you close that chapter. Yes. So
reading up on addictions and really, I mean, seeing it
getting
now.
Into the medical field.
Right, getting into the medical field and looking at it. No, he was sick too.
Yeah.
It's an illness.
Yeah.
And it affects you mentally to the point to where it's not treated, it can lead to death. Just like anything, and it did.
Yeah.
So looking at that, and then fast forwarding to Pops, I at first thought about, okay, I'll maybe you got, when you got the diabetes, I used to tell you all the time about eating ice cream. I go buy sugar-free ice cream. And right.
And well, he gonna have, but he gonna put all the syrup and the cookies and all.
And every time I go, mine is gonna say sugar-free. He go. Sometimes that sugar-free stay right in there.
until he didn't have any other options.
Any other option from the syrup on up. And so then I'm like, but again, if he would have known it was going to cause diabetes to take his life, he wouldn't have.
Right. That's hindsight.
That's hindsight.
Because overall, he was not unhealthy.
Right.
He did like his ice cream.
He did like his
but
ice
he was
cream,
not unhealthy.
And all that, but he wasn't unhealthy.
Correct. Yeah.
He wasn't. I mean, I'm the one. We check blood pressures at the same time because we share the same dose of medication. And
you got the high blood pressure, and
Hill's right there, smooth sailing. Well, what's mine? Because I'm feeling a little funny. you being funny. 'Cause mine 170 over 95, you know, at that time. So it's like, but again, I realize illness is illness, and there's so many, and then wrong treatments can lead to even worse conditions, and that's even in the mental state health right now today. You have a young lady that just overdosed, a upcoming rapper out of Fort Worth.
Oh, okay.
Young lady, upcoming, beautiful young lady, but she was reaching out and crying for help. And she was addicted to pills, or you know, was with her drug of choice. And she was reaching out. And so all illnesses, I feel, in the world, a lot of them, misdiagnosed, treatments, and all of those things can affect the outcome of life.
And when it comes to the mental, I mean, it's a great deal. I think now, and part of this, why we're having this conversation, is becoming a lot less taboo on mental health and mental illnesses, and how that's looked at, how it's treated, how it's dealt with, what it looks like within the family and the community. So it's one of those things that, you know, for me, I feel a lot of the diseases that we have and that we carry, especially within our community, start from our mental health.
Right.
And so, and a lot of times, any addiction, whether it be like the drugs, alcohol, I mentioned sex, overeating, shopping, whatever as you say, the access, which becomes addiction, is usually stemmed from some sort of root that something we're trying to fulfill.
Right, exactly. There's an emptiness somewhere that we're trying to fulfill. That inner of us, we're trying to satisfy that, and so we elect to do these things, to do whatever it is, and
our choice of
neglect
comfort.
the fact,
and that could either be healthy, or it could be detrimental.
It could be detrimental.
So back to the so the girlfriends have been, I know for me, like you said, watching and having, you know, Pops' death, and I just spoke to Tracy, that's Pops' biological youngest daughter, the other day, and I must say the wave of emotions, I'm not necessarily anticipating them per se and waiting for the ball to drop, but I haven't had them, because for me, Pops' death, in timeline, it really was sudden. It was less than a few months, but that seemed like an eternity compared to what I had with Daddy.
Exactly.
And so, at least for me with Pops, I was able to, you know, have the last moment, make sure that I reiterated the love and the this and the that. But it doesn't. So, you know, but I know that coping, obviously, speaking with you, speaking with his other children, my others, that's different for each person based on perspective. She's not done. Part 3, she tells you exactly how she plans on living out the rest of her life, out loud. That conversation changed me. Part 3 airs tomorrow on Thursday.